All right, that report for Bill Malugin. So let me get this straight. Congress is using Homeland Security, we talked about this in the program yesterday, as a bargaining chip to get their way with abolishing ICE or making serious reforms to ICE. The Republicans say, no, we're not going to abolish ICE, so the Democrats will temper tantrum, shut down the government. That means there's real-world pain going on out there. There's real-world pain going on for the TSA agents that are still asked to work and the rest of the people in Homeland Security that aren't getting paid. President Trump says, okay, you know what? I'm going to find a way to pay you guys because you're doing your job. It's not right that you haven't been paid in over a month. I'll find the money. I'll get you paid. And there's members of Congress that are upset with the president because he's taking the pain off of people that Congress are trying to use to twist the arm and extort their way in Congress. See, here's what's happening right now. There's a negotiation going on. And you're in the middle of it. You're the bargaining chip. The flying public that's standing in line in some airports up to 3 hours. There's a reason why you're feeling that pain, because the people that are extorting Congress right now, Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer, demand that ICE be reformed. The Republicans are going, nope, we're not going to do it. So Schumer and Jeffries don't have the votes to do it. So what they're doing is they're inflicting pain on the American people to extort the Republicans to do what they want. Pretty simple. Put more pressure on the flying public and have all these news stories about how awful it is with the lines going on in Atlanta and wherever else for hours and hours at a time, show the pain of the people and force the Republicans to cave into our demands. Show these poor TSA workers that we're using to put pressure and pain on in order to have a breaking point so the Republicans will give in to our demands. That's what we're seeing right here. But the other part of it is, we're paying full boat right now. We're paying our taxes. We're paying for the government and for government services, and we're not getting them. So I was watching Fox News yesterday. Charlie Hurt had this interesting comment. Maybe we should get a tax holiday. If we're not getting the full benefit of the federal government, they're not fulfilling their promise to us, keeping us safe and other things like that, then maybe we don't need to pay our taxes. See, the TSA agents are working. They're not getting paid. Security's running, but it's not funded, so it's not up to full speed. And the people responsible, they're gone. Why? Because there's no leverage to keep congressmen on both sides. They don't feel any pain. They're gone. They're off to spring break. They're doing who knows what. I told you, Nancy Pelosi's probably out at the beach somewhere twerking right now on spring break. They call it a process. I call it nonsense. But here's the bottom line. They're not feeling any pain in Congress. They're not having any accountability in Congress. And I'll give you the difference between private and public and the way things work. Do you remember when we had those phone outages like a couple months ago, like everybody's phone went out for a day or so? Do you remember what the phone companies did? Do you remember what AT&T did? AT&T said, you didn't get full service. We didn't fulfill what you paid for. Therefore, we're not going to charge you for those days. We're taking that off your bill. Pretty simple. Here's the difference in the public sector. The government isn't providing the services for us, yet we still have to pay that bill in our taxes. One, we didn't fulfill what we promised to do, therefore we're not going to charge you. The other, we're not fulfilling what we promised to do, but we're still going to charge you tax money. See the difference between the two? The difference between the two is AT&T, if I was so mad at them because I didn't get good service, I can run to T-Mobile, I can run to Verizon, I can go anywhere else. With the government, I've got no choice. I can't go find someone else to do this for me. So that's why Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer are able to extort you and I to give in to what they want or else. Because this extortion goes a little bit farther. See, I can't hold back. Everybody says, we should don't pay Congress. Don't pay Congress. Well, we can't do that. There's a constitutional amendment that says Congress has to be paid. Okay? They put the pain on one side to try to get the other side. imagine this. If you actually got that tax holiday, how long do you think it would take them to fix all of this? See, they can go back and forth all they want because there's no personal pain to both sides. So neither side has to give in. How much pain can you take as a Republican? I don't know. How much are you willing to let the TSA suffer and the American people be at risk before you finally give in and cave into the demands of the Democrats? Vice versa. When we had the last government shutdown, what caused that to get fixed? The pain of the people who were on SNAP benefits and on welfare benefits. The Democrats didn't dare have their base inconvenienced or hurt, so they gave in right away to end that last government shutdown. See? One side has a pain tolerance, the other side has a pain tolerance, and as long as I don't meet that pain tolerance, then, well, I don't have to give in yet. Once I hit that pain tolerance, like the Democrats with SNAP, boom, I got to give it right back. Republicans haven't hit that pain tolerance because they just haven't felt it yet, or they think they're standing on principle. They haven't given in to the extortion from Schumer and Jeffries. But think about this. What would the pain tolerance be for Congress if we were able to have tax relief and tell them, listen, I'm paying 100% of my taxes, but I'm only getting partial what my tax dollars are supposed to give me? Let's give everybody a tax holiday and we'll withhold our taxes until you fund the government. Do you think that bill would ever pass? Heck no. Do you think the president could ever sign that executive order? Heck no. Why? Because then they'd have to be accountable to us. It's not a bad idea that Charlie Hurt had if the government would actually behave like AT&T. And if you don't get service, I don't pay. Unfortunately, that's not how government works. But maybe it ought to. What do you think? 833-804-1140, 833-804-1140, the number for you to join us. It's very interesting. I have to pay, but you don't have to deliver the services. Only in government do you get that. I have to pay even though I don't get what I want or desire or am contracted or promised. I can just do whatever I want. It would be like going through the drive-thru and getting having them take my money, and I get there and I only get half my food, and I go back to the window and go, hey, I didn't get all my food, and they go, sorry. That's basically what the federal government's doing right now. You give me your thoughts, and we'll answer your text messages at 750-833-804-1140 on the James River Air text line. And don't forget, coming up about an hour from now, you might get your chance to win $100,000 as we celebrate News Radio WRVA's 100th birthday. All brought to you by RoofMax this morning on Richmond's Morning News. All right.